Well, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. I think we need to wait a couple more minutes while folks are hopping in, but welcome to everyone as we get a bit of a slow start today. I'll be honest, there's just a lot happening, so I was hoping to start earlier, but here we are. But I'm so happy to be back. We are playing more season today, which is going to be a great good time because I love this game. Like, this game rules. And Blues, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 29 months. Holy shit, that's a long time. That's a super duper long time. So thank you for the support and the assistance all the way through that. Alright, I'm just pulling up a couple more pages that we are going to need, like the standards portal for the Society for American Archivists. You know, that's helpful. Best practices for volunteers, best practices for internships. Is there a community archives one? Boo, there's not. Alright, but here's the idea. Right, today, right, we spent a couple weeks now talking, playing the game while talking about archival theory. Right, talking about, like, the general philosophy of archiving and how good the game is at making you think like an archivist. So today I think the plan is that we are going to hop a little bit into, archival practice and actually take a look at, what are professional archivists doing in their day-to-day work, and how does that compare to what the game is doing. The answer is, well, this is a great, introductory archives. Turns out, they didn't know, DAX metadata standards, and that's completely understandable. Wolfie at 14 months at tier 1, thank you for the subscription as well. Still, that's over a year, Jesus. How has time run away so fast? But yes, I hope you are all excited for this, because I love this game. This game is going to be just such a good chill time. So, get cozy. Watch us make dubious decisions regarding our own memories and the memories of everyone else. But we'll attempt to be ethical, because we've got the power of professional societies behind us. Or something. Anyway. As always, if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome, Flowery Space Karate. Not for the first time, but still an equally warm welcome. But if you are new here and haven't yet hit that follow button, make sure you say hi, and consider hitting that follow button to be notified for all of the historical games and related stuff that we do. If you really want to help support the channel, also consider heading over to either Patreon or clicking that subscribe button. In order to help make sure that we can keep doing more content and keep exploring more games. But yeah, I think that's all I got for announcements. Pretty quiet week, quiet stream. So let's get into the coziness, because man, how can you listen to this music and not feel like this is the most cozy? This is the most immediately cozy thing we could possibly do. Your work night just got infinitely better. Fantastic. I am happy to hear that. I am happy to be making people's nights better. Alright, let's do this. Controller? Controller, you feeling okay? Uh-oh. If my controller's not connecting, that's gonna be exciting. Exciting and different. Oh no, it's connected. Never mind, we're good. We are good. So, last time, certified weird shit happened? No, don't tell me. Is my camera glitching? Chat, if my camera starts lagging out, let me know. We have alternatives. Sometimes this game and my camera just, don't play nice together. And I don't super know why. Still, let me know. Last time that we went a little bit laggy, yeah, let's just get this over with. We'll switch over to the other camera right away, and then we won't have to worry about it. How's that look, chat? I mean, except for the fact that your whole face looks weird and different. Still, that should be more stable. That looks like it is not lagging, so. Or not lagging as much, so we'll use this one today. Strange. But still, Yeah, we are not a cult to video. We prefer to call it a propagandic newsreel, but it was super weird. Cause it used what I think is like real world archival footage. I would love if we could get confirmation from that, and even better, like what institutions are they pulling from, if they are doing that, because that would be super duper interesting, analytically and other stuff. But basically, what we found out is that the Greyhounds are attempting to flood this entire valley, because this is an accumulation of too much memory. And they are like, this is like physically dangerous, or physically and psychologically dangerous. And so we want to obliterate all of this so that we are able to start fresh in a new season. And then we came over here, and we'll get to see that in action because, danger, memory flowers have taken over this field. Do not enter unprotected.
The info sign earlier said they are dangerous in large numbers. I have a pendant, though.
We do have a pendant, which might make us okay. It might not make us okay, though. This building is interesting. Pillars are very different material from the walls. Yeah, if we want to put on our archaeologist hat, instead of our... Ignore the space pillars. But yeah, if we want to put on an archaeologist hat instead of an archivist hat, we definitely do look at these and we're like, wait, this is funky on a couple of layers. Well, what do we have here? Well, hello. Hello, friend. Shh. You're cute. Chat, can we get a monkey? It's spooky. Thank you, this dude. Spooky monkey. Boo. I'm not able to make it focus on only the monkey. Right, I'd love to blur the entire background such that, like, only the monkey is in focus, but that doesn't seem to be what it wants to do. Like, it is not super liking the... I can't do the monkey without also getting the bottom of this thing.
I'm
well.
sure these critters will escape the valley before the flood.
Hello, KJ. There we go. It's cute. But yeah, right, this whole, like, complex is tricky. Cause definitely there's some vibes of, like, the pillars are a different period, and probably later? Hard to say for sure, but my instinct would... actually, it's hard to say. Right, this one's weird because it's butted right up against it. So, definitely different. Unsure whether they're the same period or a different period as the other material, but there's definitely something going on there archaeologically on just... The architecture here is super weird, and implies an equally long history of human habitation. Anyway... Oh, jeez. We're just gonna take a little peek inside, and then we're gonna panic. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Okay. Well, that's rad.
In Cairo, we have a statue to remember Dr. Fumio.
Man.
But this statue is meant to be worshipped.
Who is the god in the field of flowers? Fantastic question. Wish I could tell you. Well, good thing we did that whole five senses thing. Oh. Wow. There's just a lot happening here. Okay. Just cityscape noises, exactly. Lots of cityscape noises. And not cityscape noises that are turning into anything, just cacophony. I mean, cacophony is fun, we love cacophony, but at the same time, whew. I will say, it looks to me like the columns and the statue are much more of a period than the columns and the other things. There's a body of water there. Huh. That's neat. And Cairns. May she rest the year of the din.
The year of the din? Is that how they recorded years in the olden days?
How old is Olden? I'm still trying to figure out how old is Olden. There's a lot that kind of relies on that, huh? Paper slips. I'd like to read my favorite book again without knowing what happens. I know it's tedious, but if you could remove my memories of it, I give an offering of supreme loveliness. My memories of the war. I don't need them anymore. I don't. They're yours. What I saw by the light of the moon, that pattern in the water, I want to forget it. Ooh. I think, chat, we've already got pretty strong, so here's a point where we can get really dug into archival practice, right? So, one of the big things archivists do, because it's not possible to archive everything, not even slightly, there's not enough physical space for it. So the big, core practice of archivists is called appraisal. So it's the process of taking everything that might be selected, or a body that has been donated to the archive, sorting through it, and deciding what has sufficient historical interest and relevance to the already existing collections of the archive to be kept, organized, and made accessible. Here's a good case, right? We got a donation of 3 pieces of paper. Some sort of strange pattern in the water, the war, or a favorite book. Now these all have different value depending on what we're trying to organize, right? These all have different options of value. We'll leave them all for now.
The slips are prayers to this god for forgetting things.
We'll leave them for right now. Hopefully we'll be able to pick them up again in a moment. But let's take a look at our existing archive. So we've got stuff about the Greyhounds and Day Zero. A dig site, which is not super clear what's relevant. more stuff on the dig site that's not quite relevant. An assembly point that also doesn't feel relevant. Stuff about like the ordinary existence of living. That's pretty cool. That might be relevant to the previous or to the first book. We don't have anything for the Shrine Path right now. The Serene Pond area looks like we pretty much have collections about the religion. We've got stuff about the war from the Elder's Memories. We've got stuff about the current season. We've got stuff about the war on the path from out of Cairo. We've got stuff on Dr. Fumio, who was alive during the war, basically. Stuff about Cairo Village. Yeah, so it looks like our current collection strengths are broadly about the war. So, Chell, my personal appraisal would be we lean into our current collections, and realize that if we're archiving kind of modernity, or archiving, I guess, the current season, the act of wanting to forget the previous season has a lot of resonance with the things going on right now. You might disagree. I highly encourage you to play this game and disagree with us there. Inspect this.
Here. Who did they pray to?
Also, importantly, the other super helpful, useful thing for a research purpose, that having the slip related to the war, though. Right, if we are trying to get things, right, these slips don't provide us a very secure date apart from their physical condition. The slip about the war gives us a very secure date of that being contemporary practice. Which is helpful. Shouldn't we maybe be more broad, though, to demonstrate a variety of experiences? Depends if that's what your archive is trying to do. Right? There's a genuine dependence on what is our mandate, right? As an archive, what are the things we are actually intending to collect? What's our goal? What's our mission? If the goal is to try and be as broad-reaching, but otherwise shallow, of an archive as possible to try and document just as many different experiences as possible, then yeah, you're correct. You should absolutely be collecting, trying to collect things that are actively unalike. That would be the way I'd phrase that, right? So that there are things, you just get a series of things that are actively unlike each other, to demonstrate a wide diversity of experiences. That's not how most archives, certainly in the US, actually operate these days. There's a pretty keen awareness, unless if you're like the National Archives, whose mandate is to collect things relating to the history and peoples of the United States and the functioning of its government, which is a whole lot of space. By and large, right, most archives are going to have a much narrower focus. This is a little bit determined by what institution we're working with, right? So if we're working with a university, we're collecting stuff related to the university in some way. If we are collecting stuff related to, or if we're in a community archive, we're collecting stuff related to the community. So, that's actually a reasonable point here. What collection are we trying to make? The National Archives mandate is impossibly large. You are very correct on that. But, right, it's just, there's a lot of room in there. So, that's actually possibly a useful thing here in the cacophony for us to click over to our other document. Luckily, the cacophony goes away when we tab out of the window. So if we go here, we can go over here. What actually is our mission, chat? Right, there's some potential missions. Collect materials. The Art Lives. Right, that's option one, right? To collect materials demonstrating as broad a variety of experiences as possible relating to the ordinary lives of the current season. Option 2, to collect materials related to the changing of seasons and what events occurred in relation to those changes. Option 3, Option 3 is to collect our own personal memories of travels as a highly individuated account of the world at the close of the current season. I think those three, give us some decent options. So, chat, just throw it in. We get a vote on what our mission is, because this is going to start to affect our decisions, I think, more specifically going forward. And now that we've talked about, some of our rights agreements, some of our more scripted area, now that the game is starting to open up to allow us to collect more different types of things, what do you think? What should our personal collecting mission be? What is the most appropriate option for us for our current mission? You can just type a 1, 2, or 3 in chat. I know there's not very many of us lurking right now, but that means you have all of the power. By the way, and to be clear, all 3 of these are completely valid collecting missions. I think you could play the game and get like a really, really stupidly, like a really cool archive, regardless of what option we're doing. Alright, we've got a vote for 2. We've got another vote for 2. We've got another vote for 2. Come on, chat. Get your votes in. Type in chat. Option 1, to collect materials demonstrating as broad a variety of experiences as possible relating to the ordinary lives of the current season. Option 2, to collect materials relating to the changing of the seasons and what events occur in relation to those changes. Or option 3, to collect our own personal memories of our travels as a highly individuated account of the world at the end of the current season. We need to choose one of these as our collecting mission going forward in the game. So right now, option 2 is winning. If you like one of those other options, get those votes in by just typing 1, 2, or 3 in chat right now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Option 2 it is. All right. So in that sense, right, this is a good choice, chat, because that is the choice that most closely fits with what we've been collecting to this point. It makes it wasn't completely intentional. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to do here. We have a ceremonial bowl where people pray that. We've got, like, some round object that, like, I don't see. I don't see what object that's supposed to refer to. Because it's not that. And I don't know... I don't have a way... What I want to do here is locate a piece of crystal. Is there a plant directly under... Oh, there's crystal there. You know what I was just saying? How we need to get a piece of crystal? Yeah, if I had a chunk of this and could sing to it, we know from our work in the dig site, right? From the dig site, we know that this purple mineral can activate water in collecting pools like this one in order to suggest... or in order to provoke very specific mnemonic flashbacks. So, like, if I could collect a piece of this and just activate that in the collecting bowl, that'd be really cool. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm able to do that. There's one of the steely. Might be? Not clear. Because there's a lot of stuff in the cairns here that are barely legible. There's just a lot here. There's almost too much. Which I love. Right, I love how this communicates just how cacophonous trying to collect everything is. Like, we have an audio recording of this. We have an audio recording, so we know exactly how cacophonous this is. But there's no meaning to be had in these. There is a song, though. Interesting. We may have to come back here, I think. Because I am not sure. We'll see if something else in the valley can give us a better clue as to what's going on here and how to negotiate those. Well, those everything. Those ceremonial bowls of spooky stuff? Ceremonial bowls of spooky stuff. Man, I'm so good at this. Thank you, Pendant. It did good. Well, that was fun and exciting. There's not a lot else to be done over here in the dig site, so let's get biking again. Which, by the way, I talk about this game just being gorgeous. This game is just gorgeous. Oh, ow. Bonked into something. Absolutely beautiful. Goats? Another weird arch? Aw, heck. I'm so bad at bicycling. We get another one of these. I think we already have a photo of them, so I don't think we're going to take another one. But it's cool to see these little bits of, like... Well, they look like prayer flags to me. Harpic is like a musical instrument. You play a note on it and create a reverberation. The frequency of sound impacts the frequency of our brainwaves. Yoink!
The Greyhands have a lot of this stuff now. For better or for worse.
Are they going to try and use that to create a mass amnesia event? Is that a thing that they may try and do? Is that a thing that Harpic could do? If it is, that's terrifying. Big if true. Yeah. Yep. I don't like that. Don't like that one bit. I love all of this, though. God, this is so sweet. Look at it. To Matiora.
The bird stole a small trinket. I left the bird its prize, but maybe I can learn more about the locket.
Agreed. That'd be neat. Let me try and get a picture of the locket itself. And once again, chat, I do prioritize wherever possible, using black and white photographs instead of using color ones, because black and white photographs are much more preservation. How to say that? They're much more stable in terms of preservation than they are. May the buried memories and emotions of this valley heal this tree.
The tree looks healthy. The ritual must have worked.
Yoink. Also, you know, if it's just text and like epigraphy, this is a phenomenal ratio to make that happen. Okay. As we walk around the roots of this ancient tree, we're like, wow, this is a big-ass tree. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, I love that dearly. Like, how am I not supposed to love that?
I feel the slow chaos of life in its branches. A tree dies on the same spot it was born.
Mm-hmm. Fabulous. Ah, I love this game so much. There's so much to like about this. Ancient tree. Keepsakes. We're going to, Alright, we're going to firstly get the ancient tree photo right there. Then we're going to get this next to it. Then we're going to get this on the other page up in the corner. Then we're going to do that. And then we're going to do this, because that's all actively related. And then we'll see stuff.
This valley is so different than my village, but both places have an enormous tree watching over them.
Mm-hmm.
This tree will pass in the flood. What
Maybe.
will be the end
Probably.
of the tree in Cairo?
And then we get the locket. And then let's get some writing. We'll do this. Boom. We can lay some prayer flags across the top of it. Boom. And another one of these. Kaboom. I like that pink little splotch. It feels very good. This is a nice little decorative image. Can we rotate it into... Ah. There we go. That worked. Oh. Boo. Fine. We'll do it that way. Well, that's at least enough to get started with, right? Are the flags made of cloth or, like, glass? I've been interpreting them as cloth, but I don't know whether that's a super rigorous identification or if that's just the vibe.
You're a future person. Are there goats where you are?
A great question. If only we could answer it. Definitely, maybe. But man, this place is pretty. Like, I don't know. I don't always have super rigorous thoughts here. Just, goddamn, this place is pretty. I mean, if you want a good view of what the heck's gonna be lost. You know, I almost love the black and white more than I love the full color. Which is not a diss on the quality of the full color, it's just there's something really spectacular about that in black and white to me. Man, why is this place so pretty? Who made this game and why did you make it this pretty? And the goat's so petable. Yeah, I was thinking, right... I was thinking they were cloth, in which case, right, they're like a weird... A kind of weird variant form of... Like... prayer flags? But I could see it going either way, yeah. Right, prayer flags, it would certainly make more sense within the broadly, to my eyes, Buddhist and other East Asian traditions that are more heavily influencing this game so far. Versus being a southern US with potential links to Central Africa. But that is, again, a super hello?
Oh, no, no, no! You said we had until midnight. I'm not ready to leave. Look at all this. Wait a minute. A cute outfit, a bicycle.
Hey, we're cute.
You're not a Greyhound. What a relief. I'm sorry. I just assumed because who else would be... What are you doing here?
How bullshit philosophical are we going, chat? I'm trying to glimpse the true state of all things? Well, what's our mission, right? Record things related to the passing of the seasons, which suggests we're gonna go with option B. We're gonna stick to our mission.
You're really cutting it close.
Yeah.
I guess I'm doing research here on the lawn. I'm studying my own life.
Aw.
Welcome to Tieng Valley. You should have been here a week ago when the evacuation started.
Yeah, I
Almost
know.
everyone is gone now.
I know. Almost everyone?
My son and I are still here. There's a few old people left too.
Aw.
You might come across them.
Aw.
Hopefully everyone will leave the valley tonight. We're going to live in the city, in a little apartment. Look.
Floor 8, Unit 809. 72 square meters? That's not bad. That's not a lot, but I've lived in worse. Alright. .5 square meters. Array of devices, quilts, toys, musical instruments, and much more, but they come furnished with a loving community around them.
See how they put the dimensions on the back? I recreated our future apartment here, on the lawn.
Oh, that's neat.
This is the space we have to work with, to live in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to really imagine what it'll be like. We're going from a big farm to one room. And we need to be packed by tonight. I already
Yep.
packed for myself and my son, but my husband Yuri is a little harder to pack for because
Oh.
he passed away recently.
No, no.
And I can't bring all his things. It's not realistic. His stuff is still... It's all here. It's okay. You said you're here to study the valley? Now Yuri was doing the same thing. We can do this. Just need to decide.
Yep. Oh no. New page added. Sophon needs to finish packing by the night. She can't decide what to take with her. I tried to help. Well, here's an interesting question. Um, are we... Should we take photos of any of this? Oh, they're beautiful. Oh, I love all of them. Oh no. Oh no, chat. Chat, we're in so much trouble. Can we ask permission to? Unfortunately, I don't think we can ask permission. You are correct. Good archival practice says, hey, get explicit consent first. I don't think we get a choice in the matter. But, wow. So, I mean, there's the master bedroom, such as it is. There's the kids' bedroom, such as it is. You get one living room, a kitchen, and... I mean, hey, a two-bedroom in this economy? I'll take it. I know, I see him, Goliath, I see him. He's reading a comic book very intently.
Our old
See?
cart broke. I overloaded it.
Oh.
So I had to use the wheels of his bicycle.
Oh.
Now he's so mad he won't say a word.
Oops. Well, that definitely did not help us get permission for anything.
I've packed my essential clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do with these. This was Yuri's best suit.
Aww.
Maybe when Kochi grows up, it'll fit him. That's a long time away, though. My island dress. I made this for our trip to the islands, the trip we never took. It was based on a photo of a seaside Azan dance. The hours I spent on this. These are some of Yuri's clothes from when he was a kid. I
Aw.
thought Kochi could wear them, but he says they're itchy. So what's the use? But to throw them away, he was a little boy. He would put these clothes and go to school. He grew up. Oh, God, this is... I mean, this hurts a little. Okay.
Aw. Chat. Oh no. What are we going to do? God. And here is one of the, like, difficult parts of, like, working in archives, because, well, right, the Greyhands, the institution that they're moving into, say, hey, we should throw away as much memory as possible, right? Because it is haunting this season. There is simply too much left to remember. We need to get rid of some of it. But, additionally, working in archives, right, the broad institutional mission of archives, as a profession, is to preserve things of enduring historical and cultural value. But, when considering archival donations, well, these are things of individual mnemonic significance. So, here's a fun philosophical question, right? There is a distinction between individual lived, communicated memory and the memory of the community at large. Which, should we privilege one of those over the other? And is it possible to lose one and preserve the other? There is no easy answer to that. You could spend literally years thinking about collective memory and not be any closer to an answer to that. So we don't need to be glib here and just like throw out answers. But yeah. Also, there's right the physical constraints of the space says, hey, there is a limit, and that limit is really low. So we can do at most one thing. And so these are right. God, it's one of the great things about this game. There is object agency. Right.
Yes. Of course we'll bring this. I
There's
should bring anything that helps Kochi remember his dad.
and right, they do just such an incredible job literalizing the concept of object agency, which is a very academic term. But I'm just gonna flip through it to this photo right here. Basically, right, an object from the moment it is produced through to the moment it is discarded, and even long past that until it dissolves into dust, kind of guides the ways in which people are able to interact with it. Right? So, to use an example, a game controller has a limited set of possible actions that you can do with it. And so the object has agency to constrain the endless possibilities of what a person can do. That constraining gives it a power and creates stories around it. And it might change over time, right? If this breaks, and the world ends, and then sometime later an archaeologist rolls up and grabs this broken controller, that's going to have a different set of constraints than it does right now. Kochi, with the suit, looking ahead, is going to use the suit in different ways than Yuri did. To use this memento, the toy, when it was an object of active use, has different meanings than now when it's drawn out with Harpic kind of grafted onto it. And so using Harpic here is just a really good way of literalizing that and displaying the changes to an object that change the circumstances of its use, and the way that it accumulates that meaning as like a literal growth on the object itself. And it's just so smart. I love how they do that. I love how they do that. Yoink. These are all
We were
great.
going to paint from our neighbor, Matiora.
From
He painted
Matiora.
all 3 of these. This is
Oh,
a self-portrait he did. Kind of intense, right? He was more handsome than that. I wish he could have seen himself the way I saw him, you know? He was really lovely. Just occasional dark moods from his work.
aw.
This is his portrait of me. We got into a fight over it. What's that supposed to mean?
A lesson to all aspiring artists. Don't move away from figuration too quickly.
You just splatter some paint on the canvas and put my name on it?
Modern art. Look, I've started to see the value in abstract and paint, like styles of painting that move completely away from figuration, but maybe don't do that on a portrait of your wife. Like, unless if that's a style that you're famous for and are like really comfortable explaining, maybe don't do that. Maybe just don't. Bad plan. Bad plan.
He said it was my essence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Contemporary
Do you think it
art
looks like
moment.
me? He painted this for Kochi.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of private joke between the two of them. I don't get it. They're
Aw.
both interested in the war and how it ended.
Aw.
I'm not. I just pray nothing like that will ever happen again.
Aw.
Which painting should I take with me?
Oh no. Both? Both. Two of them. Um, on a purely stylistic level, I like Kochi and the Soldiers more. Kochi and the Soldiers also has the strongest intellectual vision, or the strongest relationship to our own collecting goals, because the changing of the seasons of the war, how it ended is super interesting to us. It being super interesting to us does not mean that it's going to be super interesting to the community that is actually interacting with these objects. Because the problem is we're not collecting for us right now, right? We're not collecting our archive. We are helping someone else make decisions that are going to be significant to them. So, chat, which one do you think? Portrait because of the story she told with it? Which portrait? There's two portraits. There's two portraits. It's just one of them is a little bit, capital C contemporary. No, nothing, nothing. All right.
Yes, you're right. Himself, from his own eyes. Something I could never see without this painting. All right, this is going well.
Uh huh.
But I feel like I'm forgetting something. Or someone. The demon of shame and mourning.
The
How could I have forgotten?
the demon of shame and mourning.
Where did I put him?
Whomst? Whomst is he? Whomst?
We need to bring the demon of shame and mourning.
Who are you? Tell me about this demon of shame
When
and
someone
mourning.
dies and you're in mourning,
Uh huh.
you're supposed to keep the demon in sight at all times.
Uh huh.
He's supposed to remind you of your regrets.
Aww.
It's a religious thing.
Lovely. I would greatly prefer. Well, let's jauntily rotate that. You know, jaunty rotations. There we go. The abstract one.
These are Yuri's books. They're pretty heavy.
Uh huh. Oh no. Oh no, they're targeting me. Thank
This is
you.
an old religious book, The Prism of Yesterday.
Uh huh.
He didn't like to talk about its faith. I
Yeah.
haven't read it much. Maybe there's a part of him in these pages. A
Mhm.
part I never understood that I could still glimpse. Maybe he would want me to keep this one. But I
Aw.
don't know. It just doesn't mean much to me.
Uh-huh.
Yuri found this old tourist guide to the valley before we moved here.
Yup.
He was so excited.
Uh-huh.
This guide is really out of date. It's from way before the war. There's something optimistic about the colors they used.
Aw.
We
Aren't they?
really wanted to take a trip to the archipelago together. We prepared for it a lot. Even taught ourselves a bit of the language from this book. We
Uh-huh.
never made the trip. It was always going to be soon, but it never happened.
Aw.
Seems like the kind of thing no one does anymore. Which should I take with me?
Huh. Well, that's that's a completely different way of understanding this. Uh, gosh. Oh gosh. This is like, I have been personally victimized by a video game. Chat. Your play season has personally victimized me, making me choose between books. Who does that? How dare? Especially, right, old-timey, like, out-of-date tourist guides are my favorite thing. Like, they're so fun. They're so wrong, but the ways in which they're wrong are very fun. A religious treatise, which is directly related to the collection strengths of memory and forgetting that are informing a lot of other things. Or learn another language, which, if you've known me for any length of time, I am a professional dabbler in languages. This is, 0 days since Adam has been victimized by video game book destruction. Precisely.
Yeah, Kochi and I could still go sometime.
Yeah.
Yuri would be so happy if he knew we were there together. I suppose I'll be leaving the other two behind. I know they're heavy. But would you want to take one with you?
Oh, hell yes. Oh, hell yes. Oh, no. I absolutely do. Chat? Heck, which one are we doing? Oh, no. Oh, no. This is even worse. I went from being victimized to having to make decisions. God damn it. This is the hard part of appraisal. Religious text? It does relate to the collection themes. The tour guide? I think the religious text has more value. The religious text 100% has more value. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the religious text. Specifically, here's why. The tour guide, like, I love. Personally, like, on a purely personal level, I would probably choose the tour guide. But let's look at our, our document. To collect materials relating to the changing of seasons and what events occurred in relation to those changes. Faith, and the faith of forgetting, and since it says the prismatic past, right, deals with, like, a philosophy of that's directly related to the changing of seasons and to the Harpic, which seems to be both cause and consequence of the seasons progressing. So, I think that fits in our collecting mission. If our collecting mission had been option 1, well, even then it wouldn't work because it's an out-of-date book. But I think the tourist guide would fit a little bit more cleanly into collecting mission option 1 than the one we actually went for, which is collecting mission number 2. Well, there is something nice to creating a deep record of the past. I think we gotta go with the religious text here.
Maybe it can teach you
Zoe,
something,
hello.
if you can get through it.
Yeah, that's fair. We had to make decisions. It was a terrible time.
Let's see how this is going so far. We'll remember Yuri's dream of going to the islands.
Yep,
Kochi will be so proud to wear this suit someday.
hopefully.
I'll remember how Yuri saw himself. I think we're almost there. Let's
Almost.
just look a little more.
Uh-huh. There are 2 more things that we can do. Oh, heck. No, 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 not had that file full. Or, even worse. Oh, Zoe, is this your first time joining us for a season stream? Oh, this game rules. This game 100% just rocks all the time.
I
Not-
went through all our old photos,
Not photographs.
trying to see what I might be forgetting.
So to catch you up to speed, society known as the Greyhands, which seems to be vaguely paramilitary, is about to flood the valley that we are currently in, but we got permission to go in and be an archivist. Because the world is ending, the season is about to change, and our mission is to be an archivist and take a record of our experiences and the ephemera we collect to the museum vault at the edge of the world in order to preserve it. So we are running around making a thick-ass scrapbook about the world.
I love that view.
No, because, it's me. We are in fact using the Society of American Archivists Code of Ethics and collecting guidelines in order to help inform how we're doing this. Because we should be ethical. We should be ethical.
Have you been up there?
I have not been
By
up
the
there.
entrance to the shrine?
Nope.
You really should go see it when it opens. It's just across the river and up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
The doors to the shrine open when the sun goes down. The
Which
monk
should
is
be
still in
soon.
there. I hope he'll evacuate.
He'll be
That's my
alive.
Flora. She lives east of here,
Oh.
out in the woods by the river. She said she'll evacuate, but she's still here. It makes me nervous, but I can't complain. We're still here too.
Aw, they're cute. These people, there's another cart leaving at midnight, so yes. We will be on that cart, and hopefully all these people will be on that cart. They'll flood the river tomorrow, or they'll flood the valley tomorrow.
That's Kochi. He was such an easy kid back then.
Aw,
He used to talk more, used to make up stories.
uh-huh.
I really hope the city has kids his age. It was already a small world when it was the 3 of us. Now he spends so much time alone. The past is such a heavy dream, and I never remember my dreams. When
Aw.
I wake up, there's a cloud of feelings the dream left behind.
Well, that's a lovely way of phrasing it.
Then the day begins. I move around, and that trace disappears.
Aw, wait, that's a lovely metaphor. Wait, I love that metaphor.
I wonder if our memories of the valley will drift away like that.
Oh no. I mean, our job is explicitly documenting the past. That's like we are preserving the traces of the past for current and future generations. Oh no. Oh no. So, chat, here's why I'm panicking about this. Let me pull up the SAA summary of what the purpose is. Let me see if I can locate that. Let's see. All right, there it is. So, according to the Society of American Archivists, which is, I think a pretty good standard to be using here, even though the game, I think, is by a Canadian company. Archivists hold professional positions requiring adherence to national and international standards of practice and conduct in accordance of whatever. So what do? We assess. Not every record has enduring value, and archivists don't keep every record that comes their way. Instead, archivists select records that show us an understanding of the historical context in which the records were created, the uses for which they were intended, and their relationships to other sources. We arrange and describe the collections of records in accordance with national and international standards of practice. We preserve them because materials in archival collections are unique, specialized, or rare. Archivists try to protect records from physical damage or theft so they can be used today and in the future. Increasingly, archivists play a key role in ensuring that digital records will be available when needed in the future. Archivists identify the essential evidence of our society and ensure its availability for use by students, teachers, researchers, organization leaders, historians, and a wide range of individuals with information needs. Archival records serve to strengthen collective memory and protect people's rights, property, and identity. So, it's difficult. Let's see. None. Those aren't super useful. Standards. There isn't like a super simple statement here, is there? Blah. Site evaluations. Appraisal and acquisition. DAX, describing archives and content standard. Blah blah blah. Da 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 da. Okay, I think that's a simple enough. That was about our best right statement, right? That would be our simplest right statement, is to simply go, our job is to preserve records of the past, or of the past and present, of enduring historical and cultural value for use by future, by both present and future resources. So, we collect the past in the present for the future. So, which option do we do here? We're collecting the past for the in the present for the future. As archivists, all three of these are like equally important pillars, and you can't just like do one of them. Yeah, well, Zoe, I hear you, but the Greyhounds explicitly want us to like reject what is the soon to be past. Like, just there's too much. We've remembered too many things. Let's just forget stuff. Let's just forget stuff. We have an accountability object to document the past, specifically because the organization is lying to people about why they're blowing up the dam, because they want to destroy the past. So we're going to.
Yuri's funeral was the last one the valley ever had. There were fireworks, and flowers.
We are documenting memory.
Singing and crying. There are no photos of that. It wasn't allowed.
Aww.
It's so quiet now.
Aww. Sad.
My husband built these tools to study the valley.
Oh, that's neat.
They were his life's work, and they took his life away, too.
Aww.
So what do I do with them? You can't buy tools like these. He made them.
Uh-huh.
My husband didn't insult God, but maybe he stepped on his toe,
Uh-huh.
and his life went out of him.
The reason they're giving is that everyone's forgotten how to maintain the dam. So the dam is cracking, and the valley is going to flood. So rather than risking the human costs and ecological costs of the dam collapsing uncontrolled, they're just going to blow it up themselves so they know when and how it's going to flood to minimize the damages. So they have time to evacuate. They're going to evacuate everyone, rehome them in Radiant City, do what they can to minimize the damages, and deliberately flood the valley, because the options are either deliberate controlled flooding or eventual but potentially catastrophic flooding. Yeah, There's just no one knows the technology to preserve the dam anymore. And so it's starting to fail, and so they're going to blow it up. The actual reason the Greyhounds are doing it is because this valley is flooded in something called memory flowers and a mineral called harpic. And so they have excavated some of the harpic, that little like pink glowy mineral that is extremely psychoactive, and so they are flooding it to destroy what they view as ecological damage that has been haunting the current season. Just learn how to maintain the dam, forehead. Just learn how to maintain the dam, forehead. The problem is the dam is about 500 years old, and just have more regulation, forehead. Right. In 2023, as chemicals of present but debatable toxicity are being aerosolized over Ohio. Just put out the fires, forehead. Isn't Unfortunately, that's not always an option, right? Just don't do the bad. Just don't do the bad thing. And obviously, right, that's not a perfect parallel because there is there is an extreme difference between deregulation causing an entirely preventable thing and preservation needs simply not like being realistic to hold. Right. There's massive differences. I'm not going to compare this dam to the East Palestine derailment too hard, but there is a similar thing in that the circumstances of the event effectively mean that your options are risk a potential catastrophic failure or provoke a failure in a much more controllable way. Zoe, that's not an option. But the reason that's not an option is that the dam, there's human habitation right up to the dam. Like, we rode over the dam on the way into town. Like, we rode into it and then we entered the front gates. So, like, the Tieng Valley is inhabited and has historically been inhabited right up to the dam walls. And so saying, just build another dam, okay, now we're doing catastrophic expense with technological feasibility that isn't super cool. But if you're building one upriver from the dam, you're saying, like, wait, how are you stopping the lake? The problem with what you're saying, Zoe, is if you're building one upriver, you have an enormous body of water that is the reservoir of the dam, but still has to go somewhere. I guess you could hope that it doesn't fail fast enough, that the water naturally drains out. But I think in practice, it's going to, like, make the flood lower, but it still is going to kill everyone, like, all human settlement along the riverbed. And there's no guarantee that the dam will last long enough. I am here, of course, assuming that it will last, that the dam, or assuming that the reason that the Greyhounds are giving is the correct reason, which we know it's not. But, like, come on. If you're just build another dam at ridiculous expense using technology that they don't have in order to expand the reservoir to demolish all upriver communities. And then that reduces the size of the flood. If the dam fails during the construction process, congratulations, the valley's been obliterated and everyone dies. If the dam fails shortly after the other dam is completed, yay, the flood goes half as high. It still drowns the entire community. Yay, it's merely 15 feet of water rather than 30 feet of water. It's such an improvement. It still is a frankly catastrophic flood. This is a community that doesn't have cranes, Zoe, right? We passed some cranes that have been abandoned for 300 years. This is a community that does not have cranes, or modern engineering capacities.
The truth is, I'm relieved to leave this place. Tieng Valley is not some preserved jar of, I don't know, culture. It's chaos. It's life. It's constantly changing. They might be incredibly valuable to a scientist on the other side of the world. I don't know. I also hate them. I get you're a curious soul, but I forbid you from using them.
Aw. What did they do?
I don't care, but he did. He gave his life trying to understand this world. I can't keep these tools, and I can't throw them away. There's even more of them, bigger ones, out at his work shed. Okay, I'm gonna turn away now. I want you to take them or throw them away. I don't want to know.
Oh, we're 100% taking them. Oh, we're 100% taking them. They're gone. Yoink.
All right, this is it.
There you go. And the demon has broken. Well, that's not good.
I killed him. The demon of shame and mourning.
I guess that means it's time to
What was
be
I
done.
thinking bringing it along? What an awful tradition. Kochi, do you still want to take a final tour of the valley?
Aw. Go on,
Let's
kid.
get those wheels back where they belong.
Yeah. There we go. Get back on your bike. Go. Go, go, go. Have fun.
I know what I'll carry with me. It's something I couldn't leave behind if I tried. It couldn't be crushed, like the demon.
Aw.
It's too many layers deep. I'll carry the part of me that's gone. That's missing. There's so much life left that flowers grow along its edges. Something like that.
Aw.
I'm glad you came to Tieng Valley today. Thank you for being there for me. I didn't realize how much I needed a stranger's ear.
Aw.
Now, there's no rush, but as you try to wrap your mind around this place, feel free to come ask me questions.
Yes.
I'll be right here until night comes.
Yes. Emotional baggage handler. Yes. Just as a number may be infinitely divided, so too is the distance between God and human replete with millions of gods. It's a matter of concentration, and concentration is an act of division. God cannot concentrate because division is the one power beyond his panoply. The present moment is also a division. In order to preserve order, it is necessary to raise the dead. Yoink! Thank you, that's mine.
We build our lives out of what we leave behind as much as from what we carry with us.
We're gonna not focus on those. We're about the person, and there we go. Beautiful. Hello. I would love to talk to you more.
I love sounds and music. If you have anything you recorded to play me.
Ooh.
He has been through a lot, and now we'll have to start all over again.
Ah. Hmm.
These cranks. Somebody bred tons of goats during the golden season because they used to annoy the tourists.
That's hilarious. Oh, that's
It
hilarious.
got out of control. We had to
Oh,
cull the herd.
that's less hilarious. I'm gonna go find more things to tell you about. Saba. I have no idea what Saba is. Tools are to be returned here. Has anyone seen my little scythe? Tools grow legs and drown in the lake. Aw.
I had an uncle who collected tools that were so old nobody knows what they were used for.
And there's more of the little hanging guys. I mean, what a beautiful little... What a beautiful little setup. God, exactly, right? Seasons seem like they're eras, right? So there was one season, well, actually, we have the power of a table of contents. Modernity started in the year 500. The golden season started in 722. The war started in 770. Peaceful Day is 780. And then the present season, it's like 800 something now. And the present season is about to end. So these are like historical moments. Things that you could have a chapter about in a textbook, basically. But that means right now there's a lot of uncertainty. Well, hello, Kochi. Hey, Kochi, I want to take a picture of you just like that, okay? We're gonna ask permission first, but hey.
Do you want to go on a sightseeing tour?
Yes!
Bikes all day. The next tour leaves in, well, now basically. Saying goodbye is like when you empty your pockets before going to bed. You get to see what you picked up. The things I picked up need somewhere to sleep. Follow me.
Yes. We're zooming. Kochi, let's go. I'm faster than you. I have bigger wheels. You know this area better than I do, though.
This is my tree.
Your tree.
Since we can't bring it to the city, I don't care
Uh-huh.
what we bring. I
Aw.
love the tree, and Dad cured it.
Aw.
That's what he did.
He
All
cured
this
it?
purple stuff in the valley that makes you feel funny.
Uh-huh.
See? This used to be purple. And dangerous. Dad made the dangerous part go away. He wanted to make it so all the purple rocks were safe and green. I know there are plants underwater. Can a tree become an underwater tree? This one can't die. It's been through too much. Let's go.
It's unclear whether they think that this is deliberately trying to end it, or if this is just a sort of convenient thing of that, with them knowing it's ending, that they're going to do this. So the causality here is not super clear.
Let's go.
Well, where are we going now? Koshi store, let's go. What's up here? This looks like it's still the West Cemetery, but I've not been here yet. Kochi sightseeing tour says red flowers. East Cemetery path. Well, that's smart. Whee! Ah, and the time of day is changing, and it's nice, and there's just a lot here. Doggos! Hi, doggos! Bye, doggos. Oh no, I whiffed. I bonked. Speedrun strats failed. Oh, heck. Sorry, Kochi, we're gonna hide you. I know you're stuck right now. I gotta. Is there any space or wiggle room between what the Greyhounds want us to do and what we're going to do? They are an active contradiction! Like, super duper active contradiction. Wait, where did he go? Did I make a wrong turn? I was reading chat. Did I like, miss a turn? Yep. So, you know, big fan of that. We're also not affiliated with the Greyhounds. We are doing our own thing. We are a community
I can't
archivist.
remember it, but I've seen an old picture.
Aw.
Can you take a new picture?
Yes, I absolutely can.
And I'll sit like Dad does in the old one I saw.
Aw. How absolutely sweet. What else can be in this photo right now? Think we get that lovely, lovely framing. Filter. We'll make this a nice high quality one. There you go. Yeah, we were told to. We decided to do this because our best friend had a premonition, not because the Greyhound showed up to our doorstep and said, "Hey, do this."
He is a great kid.
Yeah, we are
Mom
completely.
disappeared one time. Took me a
Oh,
while to find her. She was sitting right here, and she was sad. I got one of her tears on my finger, like a little bug, and I
oh.
flicked it into the water. And I said, flow, 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 until it didn't sound like a word anymore. It made her feel
This
better.
kid's so sweet.
Now I say it. I say it when everything is moving, but we don't want to move.
The
Come on.
cities are exciting. Probably less space to bike, but you're not reading it right. Maybe. Right. They don't seem to have weaponry, right? While I call them paramilitary in that they are relatively organized and use old military uniforms, they don't have like none of them that we have seen have guns or any way to actually go kill people. And they seem to actively want to avoid doing that. So it's more like the memory plants got to him and he got.
Let's go.
Like, this game has very chill vibes, Zoe. If you're reading into it as like the super duper dark version of paramilitary evil, nah. Like, chill vibes and interpretations. Ooh. I don't think we've been up here yet. Is this like the shrine? Oh boy, there's a lot to do out here and there.
This
Soldiers.
must be Kochi's drawing.
Uh-huh. And a bunch of soldiers laying out. Chill energy. Though, to be fair, these are, you know, not necessarily
His
doing
name
great.
was Renee.
Uh-huh.
I asked him how he ended up sleeping here.
Uh-huh.
Renee said they were in the valley because they were so hungry. And then there was light everywhere. And they fell asleep forever. They should be old men now. But they couldn't get older if they tried. One time, I saw the monk out here cleaning them. It was so funny. He looked like he hated doing it. I'm not supposed to touch the soldiers, but I let Renee borrow my pig. I need it back now. Let's go.
Alright. So these are soldiers from the war. Like, the parking lot's from modernity. So the parking lot is many thousands of, or many hundreds of years old. The soldiers are clearly from the war, so they're like 50-something years old.
I don't know what it's like to be that hungry.
And, this place is super weird. That's all I got, is that this place is super
I wonder what
freaking
they
weird.
dream about. All my life I've heard solemn references to the war. It never reached our village, but it touched the lives of our grandparents.
Oh boy. There's just a
What
lot going
happened
on
here
here.
in the valley, and how did it end?
Well, great question.
Everyone's here. She's really going to do it. How can she be sure?
The shrine is protected.
How does she know?
Sonia knows.
Hey, that relates to a previous thing.
She can't know for sure. This has never happened before, has it? I don't want this. We need to leave. Let's just run.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Oh, God.
We're going to be okay. It won't be over soon.
What's Sonia? What did she do to protect the people of the valley?
We have another thing. We actually know who Sonia is. We actually know exactly who Sonia is.
Everyone's here.
Cause
She's really going to do it.
yeah, she is on a previous thing. Previous thing.
Shrine is protected.
Previous somewhere.
How does she know?
Don't know what these are.
Sonia knows.
That's a photograph. That's an interaction. Annoying. If we go over to the non-assembly point, not the shrine path, the Serene Pond area. This is Sonia's tomb.
My mom told me a story about a special gateway.
Mm-hmm.
Passing through it took years off your life, trading time for distance.
Uh-huh.
I suppose I'm doing the same, just very slowly, very gradually.
Well, that's deep. That's just a shrine path one. Well, we got a lot of places to come back to, don't we? Good lord. Alright, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I think, chat, after we finish up, Kochi's little bike tour, we're gonna call it a stream. God, there's so much stuff left to do. We gotta revisit a lot of these places here in future streams, because there's just there's a lot happening. I mean, look at how much is happening. Like, the war is of a completely different time than all of this. And yet... Oh, you're just moving on from the... Well, you're just moving on? Alright, I see. Alright, that's an important spot, but that's okay. We can move on. Importantly, we have a tuning fork now. And if the tuning fork is able to activate the things, well, we're going to make bad decisions. Here we are at the shrine entrance. Did I overshoot? Kochi, where did you go? Kochi, did you make a hard turn and I missed it again? I was looking at chat. You super did. What a weird frogman. God, the aesthetics of this game are so good. Just like weird frog... Oh, ow. Bonk. Weird frog people. Whee! Alright, what's the vibe? What's going on over here? Aww.
I wanted to see the water come up from here. To see it crash.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure.
I thought the flood would clean everything.
Yeah?
Mom said a flood is dirty, That makes no sense. I
Uh-huh.
asked if we could stay and watch, but Mom said we need to get a ride to the city.
Yep. Biking there seems like awfully difficult. No, it's so good. God,
That's our house.
Uh-huh.
You're good.
Uh-huh. Aw.
Come
What a
on.
good kid. You got places to go? Kochi's tour. Boop. 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 And a pasted in photo. There we go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. Zoom. Zoom. Back down the stairs. Wee. Uh, Look at this go. I'm gonna pass you. Aw. Again, we're just not going to engage with this, with the creepy purple, on the very suspicious place we can interact with? No? No? Okay. That's fine, I guess. We'll come back here some other time to do that. Because, oh boy. God. And now that it's getting like dark and the fog is starting to come in, the whole place is turning from this like beautiful pastel-y thing to a little bit less of that. Oh, we're going this way now? Alright, let's go. Whee. Oh, we are taking the least efficient tour route possible, because now we're back all the way to like where we started. We just went back and forth and back and forth. Well, sweet. I question your ability to create, like, useful walking tours. Kochi. Understand that people don't have, like, infinite space. Oh. Okay, this is an important place to end up, huh? I suppose that's fine.
Mom wasn't there when he passed away.
No.
I was there. Dad had his eyes closed, but he was making a face, like he could see something. So I asked him what he was looking at. He said he was looking at me, and I was all grown up. He saw me climbing up a hill in the sun. Then he said his memories were falling to the soil, and he had to go with them. He didn't want to go, but he had to. He squeezed my hand, and it hurt, but I didn't mind. Can we wait here a while?
Mm-hmm.
Just to see if something will happen?
Mm-hmm. 782 to 819. His mind left his body and something. Well, now it's getting even later.
I met a boy who lost his father just like I did. It's something I don't talk about much. But I did to him. I've been recording everything for you. But this feels private. I'm not sure if I want to share this with the future.
Well, chat, that's an interesting question, huh? That's an interesting question. Does recording a private conversation about something intensely personal have the enduring historical value to afford to be preserved despite the inclusion of private information. I think quite straightforwardly, no, it does not. Became one with everything else. Okay. The right of someone to not
You're
record
still
something
here.
is a fundamental archival right. Right? People who produce archival records have a right for their things to not be shared. Out of everything else, right, with archival practice, I think that is one of the most important things when we're thinking about memory and about the preservation of memory. The ability and right for someone's memory to not persist beyond them and beyond a specific moment is completely valid. And we, as like archivists, as people interested in the past, should celebrate that rather than be disappointed by it.
The tour's over.
Aw.
That's your prize, okay? I
Aw.
have to go home now. I'll see you someday later today.
True, you will see us at the evacuation at midnight. It's gonna be late and you're gonna be sleepy, but you'll need to be there. What beautiful handwriting. Toward the Tieng. Aww.
Hochi collected objects around the valley and laid them to rest at his father's grave. I've collected memories. Where will they be laid to rest? The museum vault?
I believe that is correct. What a cute kid. Aw. Adorable. Adorable. God, I love this game. There's so much good about it. Let's take a photo of this.
Barry's tombstone. He'll stay behind in the valley.
Got a page on the cemetery. And being a page on the cemetery, well, gee whiz. Is there anything legible left on this one? No, there is not. Oof. Alright, well, audio recording time. I love that.
This flower was broadcasting music.
Yeah, music.
This flower has a shimmering quality.
Musics. So now we have a tune and a tuning fork. Well, well, well. What shenanigans are we going to be able to do with that? Also, the cemetery is just gorgeous. Man. Like, this whole game is unfairly pretty. There's the Laura, victim of the walking amnesia. Forgot who she was, forgot how to breathe. Well, that's terrifying. Zero out of 10. No thank you. Our son, who spent his youth sleeping, woke up as an old man, lived a few years, and died. He did not regret anything. For Mayek, our beloved child, and for all the children taken by the Red Cough. Dear youth, your grave and mine stand in the same sunlight.
The text is barely legible.
Uh-huh.
3 aphorisms from the young. 1. Time moves us when we move not. There is no time. It looks like a set of aphorisms. Now to find the rest.
Yes. Incredible. You don't like how any of those sound? No? Forgot how to breathe? How does that work? Don't. How does that work? I don't know is the right question. Oh, Francesco, return to the gods to attain infinite somethingness, to believe infinite laziness, to become an unidentifiable saint. Well, that's lovely. So there are 3 aphorisms around the valley. Right, like the forgetting... We, the people of this valley, found this unknown body among us. We performed our rites and buried it. We don't know their name or their story, but wish them peace. Well, this whole thing is delightful and very sad. And now we've got a ton of... Uh-huh. Aphorism 1. Can we take etchings of the gravestones or rubbings?
There isn't enough
No.
room for a cemetery in my village.
We can do
Here,
photographs or
no one
audio
has
recordings.
granted space.
Those are our tools.
Land
We can
is
do
used to
photographs
let the
or
living
audio
be
recordings.
dead. Or maybe it's the other way around.
Oh, that's a nice thought, though. We can take photographs of the graves. Right, to try and communicate. Right, the condition of the tombstone. We could also attempt to take images of the layout of the space at large.
The tomb is elevated, so maybe the body isn't buried under earth. It could be in these stones.
Polaroids upon Polaroids. Alright, well. I want to try something. We're about to kind of wrap up today's stream, because there isn't a whole lot left for us to do. And we don't have a lot of time left to do it. But... well, that's spooky. That was exactly what I was expecting and fearing.
I remember seeing the ocean for the first time, and something about the light, the water,
Good, another FMV.
the voices
Yeah!
of other people. The boundary between myself and the rest of the world felt very thin. It was beautiful.
Just a very faint
A way
fragment.
to remember your loved ones?
FMV means full motion video, Zoe. So, a video file that is spliced into a game's code to just run, rather than something that has to be rendered by the game's engine, either rendered in advance or rendered by the space itself, or rather, rendered by the game's engine, either as like a pre-rendered cutscene or by a in-engine real-time rendered cutscene. It's just a video file. I don't think we need that one, honestly. We've got this, and we've got to note that those are distinct, and we can sit down and we'll wrap up here with a nice listen to dream tape or sketch. Firstly, we'll sketch, and then if we can do the other one, we'll do that too. And hopefully this doesn't cause too much time to pass. Right, I am a little bit worried that we're on a time limit here. And if we are, that's going to be very sad. It is beautiful, though. Listen to Dream Tape.
I knew my brain was doing something special. I thought I'd wake up with an idea for a new shape or color. Everybody would love my new shape or color. But instead, my brain gave me a dream which made people afraid. Which is making you leave. The dream scared me, but also made me glad to be alive.
Aww.
I am happy to keep living. I don't mind. The elder said it means the season is ending soon. I want to tell you the dream now. Let's shut our eyes and lay on the roof.
Yeah. Let's do it.
We are already on the roof.
We
good.
sure are.
I'll speak the dream out loud and you imagine it. You can close your eyes now. I'll tell you when to open them. I am in the forest. The sun is bright. My stomach rumbles. I'm hungry.
That's usually what that means, yes.
I look for something to eat. There are fruit trees lining the path. I
Okay.
look for one to pick, to eat. I climb up one of the trees and reach out to grab a shining red apple. I blink, and suddenly the apple is rotten.
Yep.
It looks like it's full of spiders.
Ooh.
I blink again, and now the apple is just a baby apple. Not ripe or rotten. I lose my balance and fall onto the ground. The apple changes colors. Some are eaten, some disappear. I hear a voice. Someone is there with me. I try to recognize who they are, but their face keeps changing.
Huh.
They're kind of everywhere. I tell them I'm hungry. I want what the earth is trying to give me. They say, these aren't apples. They're memories of every apple I've ever seen. There's something wrong with my eyes. And there's something wrong with the soil. They say I need to look into the sun to clear out my vision.
Please
They
don't
say
do that.
We're gonna look together.
Chat,
And that when we do, they'll melt away.
not a medical expert,
to.
but don't look into the sun.
Then behind them I see you. Watching from the shadows.
Uh-huh.
You've been taking notes on everything. This makes me feel better. Turn my head and I let the light in. I lose track of everything.
Mm-hmm.
When I get my senses back, I find myself holding a round, red fruit in my hand. I don't know what it is, but I take a bite, and it's the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. Then I woke up. You can open
Interesting.
your eyes now.
Interesting.
You probably have questions.
Probably. There was something wrong with the
It
soil?
wasn't only my fault that the apples were acting funny.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like the natural world, or whatever it's called, the land didn't know what time it was either. The
Interesting.
soil had to forget a little. You were there, but you were separate. Whatever happens to us, we need you to keep an eye out.
Interesting.
Somebody has to stay normal. Somebody has to not look into the sun. I feel like everything is happening the way it should. But I still wish none of it would happen at all. I wish my dream didn't mean anything. I wish we had wasted more time together. I'd like that very much.
Let's waste the rest of today.
Go down this roof together, and you'll keep going down and down, down into the heart of the world. Thank you for listening to my dream.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's delightful. Aw. And we learn a little bit more about what provoked our journey. And why they say that everyone's gonna forget except us. That doesn't seem to be the case for other ones, but that seems to be the case for this particular changing of the season. But I think right now we are pretty well equipped for some absolute shenanigans next time. Because we saw some spooky places, right? We saw some absolutely spooky places, down in, like, the heart, or down underneath the statue, with, a ceremonial bowl and some harpic. And again in the field of flowers, with a ceremonial bowl and some harpic. So I think that's going to be our objective next time, is to try and figure out what the heck we're doing with those, and maybe get close enough to sunset to go meet the monk, and figure out why all those people are asleep. Because this world is weird, as it turns out. This world is weird. And we have not visited a lot of it. Wow. We've gotten close. We've met Sofan and Kochi. We've not met Easel or Matiora yet. And there's a whole chunk of the world that we have yet to see. But, you know, the field of purple out there, and the turtle lion up there, and a couple more statues out around, and Matiora way off in the woods. So, I think we got a good amount of stuff to do. I think next time actually we may try and just kind of finish off Tieng Valley, and see if we can't get some good progress as to what's happening there. So, for right now, we're gonna look out over the evening sky, and we're going to enjoy this for what it is, which is an extremely pretty game. No, we love it. Alright friends, this is where we are going to call it a stream, I believe. So, as we wrap up, an announcement or three, as I start off my other camera again. Maybe? Oh, it just didn't work. Alright, we'll close on this screen then. So, if you like this, do make sure you hit that follow button, just because it helps a lot, notifies you for when everything else happens, which we will be back for that on Friday. I think Friday is when we're going to be back with that. So get hype. There's plenty more of season to play and talk about and see. So be excited as we record Tieng Valley. Then on Saturday we're going to be back with God of War Ragnarok. So be hyped for that as well for our final guest of that game. We're coming up on the end of that, so lots of fun stuff. There's also lots of other projects coming down the pipeline, so, generally be excited, be hype. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I know, kind of a smaller crowd today, but hopefully we'll see you all on Friday for more of this game, because I love this game too much. Even though it doesn't get a ton of attention, I'm having a great time with it. We're going to keep chugging away, making our archives document. So, until I see you next, have a good night, and yeah, I'll see you all Friday, okay? Ciao.